You are now plugged.
Yes, yes.
Damn. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to the Plugged In Show. You're welcome. Welcome to the Plug. City life. City. Look. Hey. Mask and gloves, no corona. This a hold up. Trying to get fed off these feeds. Tell them scroll up. My page been lit. I had chirps off Motorola's. Next tale that I tell her be how I won them over. The people, not the masses. Respect the whole glow up. Explosion and exposure. Integrity never fold up. Shampoo, you'll get washed here. Yeah, head and shoulders. So watch where you headed to my hitter. Head and shoulders. Fire stick watching Vivo. Laker games on the TiVo with a few baddies. Cause I jackass like Steve-O. Black Bruce Wayne, my appeal played a placebo. Pharmacist, I passed the clip, she with the team, bro. And I don't like nothing y'all rap about. Bro, we are not amigos. All of y'all are the me-hoes. With every sun rays in a day, I could see me, bro. Hollow man, y'all been invisible. Let me be, though. Sheesh. Just the Plugged In Show. Plugged in. Just the Plugged In Show. Debonair. It's just the Plugged In Show. Hey, it's the man. Look, social with the media during the social distance. Connected online, but in real time we distant. Shorty I was with couldn't see it, started tripping. Everything good went bad in an instant. Job shut down for a few, there go my chicken. Unemployment backed up, millions is out of business. Gave us some insurances, Uncle Sam read the pitch in. A band, a few francs, okay, back to the kitchen. The pie was light, so the pilot lit, time to take a flight. This the flu game, got us pimping, and of course I'm right. Walking off the floor, shot for shot, I got the green light while Drake got y'all left foot sliding. I'm out for prayer night, just cause Lysol ain't enough to fight in Trump Lysol. So we all suggest injector ride, insecticides, I disinfect these sex, reject, ejector lies, and decompress, and disconnect, and recollect what's left of I. That's it though. Welcome to the Plugged In Show. Showtime. Yeah. What we got? Welcome to the Plugged In Show. Showtime. Debonair. City life. L. What up, L? AJ. What up, AJ? Pellegrino Tweeds. S.I.T.Y Media. You know what I mean? Yeah. Easy on them. S.I.T.Y. You already know what it is. Welcome to the Plugged In Show.
Yeah. Once again, it's that time. It's Sunday, and we got a special one this Sunday. Of course, I'm your host, the Black Bruce Wayne, Debonair in the building. And of course, to my left of me, the Queen.
AJ Lee on the scene.
All right, AJ Lee on the scene.
That sound crazy.
Nah, you good. You right on time, man. This is like Sunday dinner. Shout out to City Life and L in the building right now. Joe Pellegrino, today's guest. Man, I'm honored to have this brother sitting across from me. Comes from my neighborhood. Definitely doing big things. I was amped. As soon as I heard that we was gonna have him on the show, I was excited. Told Mom Duke she checking in. So we got Trife Gangsta in the building. Make some noise for Trife Gangsta, y'all. Trife Gangsta.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the love and the support.
Most definitely. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do? Well, I personally know what he does, but tell us a little bit about you, what you do for the community and things like that. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the founder of GMACC Incorporated, which stands for Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Changes. It's a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit, and we focus on social justice issues. Right? And a lot of people don't really understand what our work is. They just see us and they hear the name, or they see us out there doing certain things, but they're not familiar with exactly what we do. So there's a variety of things we do, but mainly we focus on mediating conflicts in our community first and foremost, right? Stopping the violence, using our relationships, our reputations, our history, and being in the field and knowing what to do to stop shootings from happening in our community. So that's one of the main things we do right now. Dealing with police brutality, just providing opportunities for our community.
Oh man,
awesome.
That's dope, man.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's our children, they don't know where to go now, you know. And I know growing up, I'm an 80s baby. I know you could go to the park, play ball, rec centers. There was a lot of programs, a lot of different things. But we need this so much nowadays.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The music and everything that's in the media is controlling our young minds and molding them and taking them down the wrong way. And they don't really have a lot of OGs or brothers that's been through it, because a lot of the OGs and a lot of the guys that's been in the streets, that's been out here, that's seen the things, are not really around and tapping these young guys on the shoulder and telling them and showing them a different way. So I definitely applaud you for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah, we definitely, come on, man. We gonna do that. That's a fact. That's a fact. So GMACC, and I also, you know, I was looking on doing some research on you. I know you also have a book out as well called Two-Way Mirror, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. Two-Way. Well, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet. Okay.
It's supposed to be out today. It was actually supposed to be out today.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, I'm doing it self-published. So there's a lot of things. Recently, I had put it on Amazon. Amazon then shared it before I told them to. Right?
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's incredible what these people do. Then act like they don't know what they did. But there's some things that I have to adjust in there that I wanted to put it out the correct way, right? Because there's something I put in the book that's never been put in the book before, right? You know, just the reality of how I did my book. I don't just do things normally. You know, I wouldn't be founder of GMACC, right? If I just did things that were the same, right? I like to be innovative and, you know, and then I put things that help people understand the facts of what I'm talking about, right? So, you know, it's something I didn't, you know, a book is something that I'm talking about what I've been through, and I ain't really the type of person that always want to talk about myself. I want to talk about what I could do for the people, right? So, but I realized people need to understand what I came from to get to where I'm at today, right? A lot of people just see what they see and they don't understand, they hear what they hear, but I have to tell it from what I went through to show people there's a transition that can happen. So there's a lot in that book.
So is it more of a biography of your life, or is it a story in terms of fiction, or?
Nah, nothing fiction.
Right.
I mean, so let me say.
Other characters.
So no, I mean I might have changed names because I don't want to talk about everybody, right?
Got you.
Saying I might have I did when I felt like I wanted to, right? But they're names that people they ask me that happened. But,
okay.
But it's really about me from a child up until when I made the changes in my life to I was one of the first adolescent bloods in the East Coast, so I've seen a lot of what happened and I had to get myself out of that. So how did that happen? A lot of people don't know how I did that. What caused that, right? So there's a lot of different things that I mentioned in the book.
Okay.
Oh, well, we gonna have to wait on that book, y'all. I know y'all was waiting to get a little. Nah. Y'all gonna have to go out there, support, go get that.
Pass me my bag real quick.
Nah, I definitely applaud self-published, putting in the work to get it out there. Yeah, most definitely. And sharing your story and sharing the things that you've been through with everyone else. So you never know who's gonna be picking up and reading this material and ultimately changing someone's life. You know what I mean?
So I got this like my, copy, right? So
show
you what I'm saying, like, real quick. So right here you'll see this is a ticket, right? In state prison. Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wait. Oh wait, hold up.
Right.
This, because I tell about what happened when I went through. DOC, right? There's people understand what state prison mindset is like as well, right? And what you got to do when you're affiliated or not affiliated, right? What it's like to survive through the CO mindset, right? It's a lot of different things that's happening, right? You got to get in there, hold it down, and get out of there, right? And leave, untouched.
Definitely.
Right. So I went up there in the '90s when the Bloods wasn't even living in state prison. And I was an adolescent when I went upstate, and I ended up in a bunch of max prisons with 3 years. So, a lot of that is where I show people that, and I'm not just talking about.
Right.
Here's some facts for you. Everybody's talking about the facts. It's not about glamorizing. It's recognizing that these is things that people have been through, and we know what we're talking about when we now in the point of our lives of helping our community.
Yeah,
that's a fact. And so being that you went through this, you went through all that you went through, what made you say, hey, you know what, I gotta find a way to give back or reach back to the community? What spearheaded that? What drove you? What
drove me to do that? I mean, it's always been me. I You know, even though I was black, I did it because of what I learned, what it was about. A lot of people got the negative. I got the understanding of protecting my community from the start, right? So even though I was in the streets and I allowed society to manipulate, you know, the brain when you're young it stops growing at a certain point, right? I get into the fact of how when we're a certain age we don't really understand how our brain is working, but once we get in our 20s our brain starts to change again, right? And so what's put into our minds young is what we go with, right? If I'm growing up in the projects and all I'm seeing is nothing but crime and violence, I'm believing that this is how I'm supposed to live. Right.
You don't know anything else.
Right, and I'm being pushed in that direction, right? Society's pushing me in that direction with a single mother, foster care, right? So now I become a product of my environment, right? Because at that time, that's just what I felt was the energy for me. So it had to be me getting to prison and seeing certain things at a certain age and me waking up like, okay, this is not it. So there's things that happened that made that a factor for me, which I talk about in the book as well. But something had to happen. There was a transition, right? You know, and I ain't never telling nobody. It wasn't. I just said, this is what changed my mind for me, and I got to do it for my kids.
That's dope. That's dope. I know. I've been in barbecues, cookouts, chilling with the homies and all of that. I'm hearing all of these war stories. Everybody talking all kind of crazy shootouts or whatever they've been in, but they never talk about helping out or looking out, or they know they got a little brother or somebody that's watching them from afar, and they just continue showing them the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to hear that, yo, you know what? My mind started changing, and I knew I could give back and show these guys, show these young ones, or whoever's watching, you know what I mean, that there's a different way to go at this here. So that's definitely dope of you to have that mind state. And also, I'm going to go into some more research that I did.
Okay.
I saw that you was on New York News 12 also. I think it was a summer of violence segment or something like that where they had you on there talking. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been out in the streets. My last prison bid was in 2008. So I've been doing a lot of work in the field since I've been home. Right?
Okay.
Just dealing with violence in itself, right, in these communities. And it doesn't really matter to me about a neighborhood. Like, even though I directly deal with certain neighborhoods, I care about the community as a whole, right? And if I know, for example, a neighborhood where so-called organizations, cliques, and crews are affiliated with some type of violence, I feel some sense of responsibility, right? Even though I might not know none of them at the time, right? Or somebody might know them, but I don't have no relationship, but I feel like we have to respond to that, right? So that's how I'm known for doing my work in the community, being someone that's going to go wherever we feel is necessary to respond to what happened. And so when they do that, they're talking about all the shootings now that's happening in Brooklyn right now. And what is the factors, right? With everything that's happened with NYPD, you know, people, we feel like they part of the reason why our shootings is up, right? If we really go into the conversation, they got a part to play in that. We have a major part to play in that as well, right? And the fact that there's a lot that's not happening in our community. So summer violence is really talk about how last summer it wasn't the level of shootings that we have now, right? In New York City and Brooklyn, it wasn't that way, right? So something happened in that time since last summer to this summer that doubled the shootings that we had.
That's a fact. I'm gonna tell you, once they started letting the phases go and everybody started coming outside, little cookouts, get-togethers, everybody's on the block. It's just all that, my personal belief, just pent-up aggression, unsettled beef. Everybody's on social media that whole time, probably talking crazy. You never know what the elements are. And then when it's just like letting a pack of wild wolves out.
With masks.
Yeah. Already. With masks.
Give Brooklyn dudes masks. Tell them to wear masks. Just go ahead. Wear masks all day. What do you think going to happen?
Crazy. That's crazy. And you see it in some of these gentrified / still kind of poverty-stricken areas, because when they got like the $1 million houses right across the street from the projects, you know what I mean? You know, these Caucasians walking around, they giving the double look. They trying to use their 20/20 because they don't know, because we got the mask on. So it's chaos all over. You know what I'm saying? And it was good that you had that segment to come on there and kind of talk and kind of get things going, kind of put that stuff in the air. We got to kind of reel them back in.
Yeah, because they believe there's nothing happened, because the media uses their platforms to just show you the summer of violence, but not the summer of prevention, right? Didn't hear none of that, right?
That's a fact.
And that's what we focus on. We don't want to just we know people shooting. We know that's going down. All right, we see it's going up. All right, the police stop working. Right, we ain't never stopped working. The police stopped working. Right, they stopped working because we fought. People fought. The people said, "Y'all can't put your knees on our necks. Y'all can't do this. You can't do that no more." And they like, "Okay, well, you know what? We ain't want to work no more if we can't put our knee on your neck and stomp you and choke you and beat you up to arrest you. So y'all go ahead and kill each other." And it's the people that's supposed to be protecting our community. So part of that is showing them what is other than. We not just talking about defund police and we don't know what we talking about. We know what we talking about. We saying, we giving you money to protect this community, and it has never happened. And how long I'm going to keep giving you my money to do something that you're not doing?
Right.
All right. You're not preventing shootings, right? We have shootings that just happened right in Fort Greene. I'll tell you, somebody jumped out, shot up a whole bus. 4 people got shot, right? Some random, didn't even sound like something nobody in the hood to do.
Right.
But anyway, moving on. That happens. Then they post up the police cars over on that corner. A day later, down the block, somebody gets shot in his car coming out the store, right? Then you want to go sit over there, but you're not preventing,
right?
Right? We need to understand the issues, right? Something is happening. Somebody is conflicting with somebody that's going to cause that to happen. That y'all don't have the relationships to do that, right? So we got to put funding into prevention work, giving the people the money to be able to go in the field. And if you don't got a job, and now I tell you your job is stopping all the conflicts that's happening in your neighborhood with the people you know,
right?
That's what we do, right? So now you outside all day, and when something happens, they're gonna come to you because they know that's what they know they could go to you because you gonna give them a way out, an option, right? You going, okay, let me talk to such and such. Hold on, we gonna buy time. We're gonna give you an option so that you don't have to go deal with that in a conflicting, violent way, right? So that's our work.
And see right there, that's like a perfect service, I believe, especially for the dudes. Some of you guys, and I'm not, I never claim to be gangster, but there's a lot of you guys that shouldn't have guns that shouldn't be shooting out here. With the movies y'all be watching, I don't know where y'all got your practices from, but innocence always getting caught up in a way. Just situations that could be resolved by conversations. There's nobody talking to nobody, and then you just feel like you in a situation where you got to retaliate when you have someone you can go to that give you the proper tools and bring the parties together and bring some kind of peace, because 9 times out of 10 it's over stupidity. Right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely we need this, brother. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. I mean, I've walked past Adelphi. My family is from over there. A block. That's shout out to my cousins, my family that's always over there. And I've seen you guys just people walking by. How you doing? What's going on? This is what we doing. People that's violating the block. Can I help you? Like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We feel safe. When we come down and smile, it's like, oh, and even the elders. I see the elders come by and they smiling and they're like, yeah, they look at the young kings, look at the brothers out here. And this is what was done back in the days before all of the chaos. This is what was done. Because
that neighborhood, for example, that's our second office. I got another one in East Flatbush on Kings Highway and Church.
Okay.
So that was the first office I opened up in 2015, right? And we was able to bring the shootings down in that neighborhood, and that's in East Flatbush, 67 precinct area. It was one of the top 3 precincts in gun violence.
Wow.
Right. So it took a few years to build relationships and do certain. That's what it's about, right? Finding the small percentage of individuals that's pushing that button. Right, so we in Fort Greene, like I tell you, the team that's from you, the homie mentioned #1 grinder, my son Valdo, Rumble.
That's my guy.
Right?
Okay.
All these brothers is from the neighborhood, right? And it's about those relationships. So now they care about the neighborhood and they want to do more for the neighborhood as well. Like when COVID started, before it became popular, we was doing food, right? Because I was thinking about me robbing people back in the days because I was hungry, right? So I'm going to prevent somebody from to rob something. So let's give food to the community, right? That's all it's about, right? It's trying to give somebody another day to have something in their stomach, not to make that move. I know why anybody else doing it. I know why we doing it, right? We looking at everything that we could do to be preventive.
That's a fact. I shout out to Number One Grinding because I seen him posting. I mean, I seen you guys loading cars up with boxes of food, going out there, getting out there in the mud and making sure everybody is good and not going hungry and not starving. And salute to that. A lot of people don't think about that. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing, your homies, and I'll never forget this line. There's a lot of your homies that get you drunk before they get you fed. You know what I'm saying? So you having a hot plate, $5, $6. Bottles is $40, $60, $80.
And they scrounge that up.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So salute to you for that, man.
That's real.
I want to definitely let you know that. And also, I wanted to touch on something because so my mom was kind of an activist in her day. She went to the Million Woman March. You know what I'm saying? And she had a shirt, and she had different women from all parts of the world sign the back of her shirt years ago. She showed me it the other day. I was telling her that I was interviewing you, and I seen that you're active and jumping out there and speaking to the public, no matter what city, whether it's your city or another city. I want to tell me about that experience, because I look at the videos, the footage, the pictures, and I'm like, damn, it makes me want to get up and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? So tell me about that experience, and tell me what made you say, yo, I got to get out to these different places.
Well, so I mean, I just look at things as they happen, right? And you know, we can't respond to everything, right? But some things are more sensational. Some things affect you differently, and that's why I respond to things in that manner. Like when we all look at, you know, Breonna Taylor, right? You know, that people may not understand, but we ain't never get no justice for a black woman that was murdered at the hands of police. Name one, right?
That's
we waiting, right? We're waiting, and if you name one, then I'm wrong, right? But we don't got one. So they keep looking for excuses every time they do wrong, right? And we can't keep tolerating that, because when we do wrong, there's no wait period, right? It's arrest.
Oh yeah.
Right? We got to prove. They say is innocent before proven guilty,
right?
But we're guppies, right? I say guppy, that's guilty before innocent, right? Right? Guilty until proven innocent. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, right? Follow me?
Yeah, I got you.
Right? So now, when we look at the fight, right, we can't stop. We have to be consistent. It doesn't matter where. Now, we talk about me traveling outside, right? I care about that issue. It's just because it's over there. I don't got to live there to care about the fact that y'all wrong. I'm about justice, right? So I don't care. So if I'm going to another hood and they shot somebody in another hood, what's the difference is me going to another state and supporting that community, giving whatever leadership, whatever support I can to them, right? The dudes in the street that may not have a next step, right? I see so many times is, you know, when we got the Mike Browns and all that happen, and I see gangs that say, oh, we trucing, and then I'll be waiting for the next step. You know, what y'all gonna do now? So who? How can I support? Make sure, because I know next steps. I you know, I'm doing that effectively, right? So I want to support that, right? Y'all may not have no structure, may not have no community-based organization that has funding and the ability to stay consistent after these issues subside, right? Because so often it subsides and we get right back.
Right. Yep.
Right. And then we wait for it to happen again, and then we go, yes, I'm angry all over again, and then we subside. Right. And so
there's no direction.
Right. So we're never subsiding. GMACC, we're never subsiding. We're always fighting something else. Right.
Right.
Like right now, my brother's MIA in MDC Brooklyn. Got a call weeks ago. Some inmate called my mother, said my brother was taken out for a alleged stroke. Right, and he still hasn't contacted us in 3 weeks, and the jail is not. You know, this is federal detention center, and this is the detention center that I was part of a protest where they was giving them lights and electricity a little while ago. We protested that facility, so now I'm looking at this like, okay, what's going on? My brother's here's another fight, right?
Right.
So it's just about looking at the fight and what is the outcome? What are we looking to happen? What is sometimes we can't fight something if we don't see what the real result is, a real goal of what we're looking for. Right. We are not attacking everything the right way. We're trying to group everything together versus looking at every situation and keeping that fight on that situation. Just like my sisters and brothers of Until Freedom who moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and are consistent, stand right there till there's justice for Breonna Taylor. Right? That's Tamika Mallory, Mike Sonlin, and like if you look at the work, right?
Yes.
These are, anytime they take an action, we go down and support them, right? Because it's consistent. We not playing, we serious. Y'all, we gonna keep going until y'all do what y'all supposed to do.
Yes, indeed. Damn, man, can I give her a round of applause again? That's dope, man.
Appreciate that.
That's dope. That's for real.
We need more like it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and because it's not I see that you guys are not about band-aids. You know what I mean? Y'all looking to solely heal the issue and not just put a band-aid on it and forget about it. Y'all planting seeds and building bases wherever you go until there's some change and some resolve. Yeah. And that's pretty dope, man. I gotta applaud that. I'm gonna tell you, it's making me want to. I gotta get involved now because it's inspiring me to want to get out there and do more. You know what I'm saying? I do the music and we hear on the podcast, but just being out there on the field's a whole different thing.
It's definitely different.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what is the I guess I won't say end game, but have you been places where you're like, you know what, we're gonna sit here, we're gonna set up, we're gonna find a resolution? Has that happened? Have you gotten to a place where, okay, well, we changed everything around and you went back like maybe a year or two later and you just saw like the community and everything was different?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, we talk about Fort Greene, we talk the community is different.
Fort Greene,
right? It's different. It's different. The ones that we've engaged is different, right? When we come through, they know what we do is different. When we have conversations with them, it's different because it's about resolve, right? It's about opportunity. Right? It's about providing jobs for their children, right? There's parents that come by and know that we got their children some youth employment.
Right.
So it's about that is the change that we're talking about, right? I don't know what people think change looks like.
Okay.
Right? So you have to say if we had 10 shootings in a we'll say in a month in Fort Greene last year, and then this year we have 8, right? That's change for us, right?
That's a fact,
right? Because we know it can go up,
right.
and we're focused on minimizing that, right? Situation by situation. So when we engage somebody, we want to help the family around them,
okay?
Right? Because what is that individual was causing that? Right, and I'm gonna say, I don't bite my tongue when I say things. I was watching this little situation recently where a young 15-year-old boy got locked up for shooting and hit a 6-year-old in the leg or whatever. And they were saying at the Juve celebration. First of all, it wasn't a Juve celebration. There wasn't no official Juve celebration.
Right.
But they knew by attaching that to it, they could add the negative continuance to the Juve. Right. This is what
That's
they do.
What they do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That had nothing to do. Every official Juve celebration, Carnival, Labor Day was canceled.
Yes.
Right. So if somebody came outside and it would have been Juve, that's on them. That's not a Juve celebration. Right.
Yeah.
That's that person's celebration.
Right.
So, but I was looking at it and they said the kid was 15. And they went to his house and they knocked on his door and they asked his father, his father said, he's 15. Why is the media even here? Right? And you said, but I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? Excuse me. I'm like, but what is he talking about? Right? Because I'm different, right? Because now I want to go knock on the door. Yo, bro, what's up, boy? Yeah, that's your son. What?
Yeah.
What you don't know your boy was out here shooting up crowds? What's wrong with you, bro? Like, what if I...
Right, exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because how many more kids you got? How many more moving like that? Because that's what we not. There's no accountability in the parents as well, right? These are somebody's kids that's doing these things, right? So we got to really talk about that on that level, man. Like, what are we gonna do? Who gonna step up? Where's these men in the houses that been there, know what they did, owe the hood some time, right?
Oh yeah, okay. That's a fact.
So I'm gonna let that go because I really get into that one right there, bro.
Nah, it's all good. We here to get into it, man. It's all
Talk
good.
about
Nah,
it.
but just to piggyback off what you were saying, yes, the households. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of accountability going on. It's a lot of come and go, and go stay with your auntie, go stay with at your cousins or whatever, and nobody's checking in. Nobody's checking these iPads, these iPhones. We're not, they're learning codes. They're doing research on the gangs. I don't be knowing if these kids is from New York or Chicago. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of copycat going on, and they don't know the origin. You know what I'm saying? That's why this brother is crucial right here, to know the origin. You walking around with your flags and everything like that, but you don't even know. Your big homie don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You following behind a follower. You know what I mean? So it's accountability is the word of the day, most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
I love that word.
You love that word, AJ? How you feeling over there, AJ? You in the
I'm
cut?
hanging in there. I just don't feel good, but I'm good.
AJ's holding it down,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to Chiba Gang, Chiba Snacks. Gotta throw that out there while we here.
Yeah, this is not Chiba Snacks though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I got you. So I know you're saying that you're working on the book, you're waiting for that to come out. Is that going to be something that you're going to be, is there going to be another one? Are you going to get into that more? And
yeah, it's definitely going to be another one. That's without question. Once you read the book, you know it's going to be another one. I'm still dealing with death of my brother. I don't know if you know that story. I don't really see.
I don't know this. Be here.
My brother Benga got killed over 4 years ago in Irving Plaza. It was a T.I. concert. Troy Ave got shot.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so the person that died, that's my brother. So
man, my condolences, King.
So I didn't talk about that in the book. So there's a whole.
So that's a whole nother.
It's a whole nother. Woo. Because it's still going on right now. So you know what I'm saying? I'm smiling.
Right.
The individual who's been charged still hasn't went to trial. I'll be just sitting there just waiting. So
that's that's heavy right there, man. And my condolences to you, to bro, to the King, man. And it's hard to, and I can applaud you because it's hard to keep going and doing for others and being out here in the madness when you still healing yourself as well. You know what I mean? We ain't got the Wolverine gene where it just goes back to normal. Even though you see things every day, and when it hits home, it's even more crucial.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's an experience. It help me see things differently, right? So I utilize it when I have to in helping someone, and know I empathize and sympathize, right? Right. When they be like, yo, bro, you can't tell me I don't know what you talk about right now, right?
Exactly.
So I've received, when it first happened and years after, I used to get random messages and DMs from people from other states and stuff, or even countries, like, yeah, you helped me because I didn't do nothing. I helped them, right. Meaning I didn't go back to what is known to just be the retaliatory mindset, right?
Gotcha.
Because it had been several people affected, right? And just not just on a negative, but the people who are positive gets affected by your decisions. So I think about that as well, So I realized that that's just more to push me to do the work that I got to do.
That's a fact. Being a leader, it comes, man, what do they say? Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
You're in a position where you're leading and molding minds, so they're watching you. Was it tough not to?
Watching me, yeah. They on my back, bro. What? And I'm talking about them people. What? They think everything is always criminal, man. They don't never think we can move right. And when we do, they know it's even more of a problem when there's no criminality in us, right?
That's a fact.
See what I'm saying? Like you can move the crowd with no criminals. Hold up.
Right.
Oh no.
Dangerous.
They
Yeah,
pissed
it's not
off
good.
now.
Yeah, oh
They
no,
on
you
the-
changing,
they
you
on
stopping
the-
people shooting and killing and you getting people jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is not gonna work. We gotta bring you down.
That's a
Yeah,
man.
so,
That's
yeah.
a fact. It's
Yeah, battling
it's
every day.
dangerous work.
Yes.
It's dangerous work trying to change the community and change the world in a positive light, and especially coming from what you come from and what you've been through, and coming out on top. They're like, damn, they're waiting for you to slip up. They're watching the feeds. They
you're
watching
not.
your people.
know.
So it's. I applaud you, and I'm always have you in high spirits and high regard. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a lot of, I won't just say activists and people out there, but bravery is a major key, a major part of that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got to salute that, man. And the eyes are always watching.
Yes, definitely. And how can people sign up for your organization if they want to get active, with your group? What's a way to do that?
That's a hard question. We always talk about that. I don't think we like that sign up group that you ready for. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know. Yeah, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We doing our job, but we don't know what's happening, right? Because we fight, we doing different things, so it has to be something that's your comfort zone. Like we doing the work in the community that deals with stopping conflicts, right? Jobs, education, mental health services. We deal with that. We deal with, like we said, we do marches and protests when it's necessary that we deem that we're gonna go with some of our partners and do that.
Okay.
Right, and then I deal with a lot of police brutality. I just gotta I'm traumatized by the police department. You know what I'm saying? They've put me through so much, so I'm like super duper traumatized, and I try to deal with that in the most respectful way. Sometimes I got videos of people see me always going at them, but they never see the start of it, right? Because we seem to always catch it when we realize, we need to record this, right? But now I'm on 10 because you done violated, you know what I'm saying? And now I got to deal with you because I know my rights. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here committing no crime, so you can't continue to just do the things that I allowed to happen when I was younger, right? And people see that as just a lot of aggression, but they understand we fighting a bunch of people who come into our community to do a job and they don't know nothing about us, right? And they just been told something in a meeting, this is how you're going to treat these people, and they come out there and they looking to get that promotion by finding those people that they could arrest, right, and beat up. So looking at that, we just say in different, it's about what you comfortable with doing. So we got a website. You can look at gangstermagnet.com. You could Google anything on us to see the positive and attacks that's been happening on me. I've been, I was put on the front page of the paper, a bunch of stuff. So, but organizational wise, if you look us up, you can see the work, and you'll see an email. You could email us and say, this is what I'm interested in doing, right? And we'll have somebody that will contact you based on what your interest is.
Got you. Okay. So look them up.
Most definitely, we'll have that information for you guys. I'm gonna have the links on my page as well,
Right.
and ways for you to just stay in tune. I was listening to what you were just saying. I think the mental health and depression is huge in the African American community. Something that we don't talk about. We always say, I don't need no help. I don't need to talk to nobody.
You don't want
I'm
nobody in your
good.
business.
And then you walking around here depressed and angry and don't even know it, and you taking it out on your people. You getting in all type of situations unnecessary, and I think that's dope that you guys have that in amongst your organization. We need these tools, man. I hope y'all really listening, not just looking at the part that he's out there giving back to the community, but jobs.
Right.
Listen, that's key. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys love this, the scams and quick money and all that, but it all catches up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So definitely it's good to be able to come home with that good paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Do your business, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But have different ways of getting income and not just always living check to check, grinding, hustling, digging in the mud for it when you could get it the right way and not looking over your shoulder. And you have brothers right here that's offering these tools.
Yeah, it's just not just job tools, entrepreneurship. Right? Anytime somebody comes with what kind of business you want open, we can't just teach our kids to work for people.
That's a fact. Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? We did programs. We gave funds to youth to be entrepreneurs, start businesses. And even all of them don't succeed in their first. They got the first start, right? And then like, a lot of business don't. Yeah, everybody don't succeed their first business. Some do, some, a lot don't, right? But just giving you the tools to know what to do if you need to do it again later on in your life, right? To open that business and be successful as a black person who's hiring, or black and brown that's hiring our own to work in our own communities, right? And that's what we have to rebuild, right? Those who have the skills to open a business, not just those who have the skills to be a worker.
To be a work, right. I appreciate you saying that, man. And that he's absolutely right. And yeah, you're never gonna. It's always gonna be 1, 2, 3 chances. You're not gonna hit a home run, but you got to keep at it. And we need that encouragement. Yeah,
from each mistake, each trial is a learning opportunity. Keep going.
That's a fact. I was talking to one of my young bros, and he had told me that he was running around with some gang members or whatever, and he said, yeah, I think they Pyru or whatever the case may be. I really don't know, but I said, do you know what blood stands for? And he was puzzled. So if you don't mind, can you
know how many, definitely, you know how many people is puzzled, how many people that run around don't know what it is that they're representing, and that's why I said from the beginning, that's why it made sense to me. Because when it's presented to me, it was presented as brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction, right?
That's right.
And that's what blood is, right? So I said, hold on, how am I being that if I'm being part of the conflict and the violence and the destruction? I'm not moving right. I'm not even representing that which I said I'm supposed to represent. Even you talking about CRIPS, community resolution in progress, right? So even you got a bunch of the brothers who are now stepping up and being part of that prevention, right? Because the leadership is the ones who have the ability to tell these young boys not to move like that. But we also got to remember, and if we are talking about that, there's a lot of people who are affiliated that are in prison, and right. So now, if you just keep locking up so-called gang members with guns or shootings, or whatever, and they go to prison, they still communicating with the streets.
That's a fact.
Right. So now they got to stay relevant. So they stay relevant by making sure that they're the ones out here shooting because they want to have a name, right? So there's a lot of key things that you got to look at in order to look at how we're going to affect the community that are shooting, and say, all right, we need to address that, right? If you now want to be part of something, let me see who's telling you what it is, right? Who's telling you this is what it is, by going to that leadership, right? Because if you're just talking to little bro and some other dude tell him something, you're not getting nowhere.
That's a
you know what I'm saying? You get nowhere because his big homie is telling him something else. So if you can't touch that big homie, you're not going to affect that young man.
That's a fact. That's a
follow
fact.
Through.
You follow through. Man, I'm gonna tell you, look, to everybody that's watching, I hope you jotting down and taking these gems, because we breaking everything now, we putting everything out in the forefront, and there's always somebody that's pulling the strings, as he said, that it doesn't just stop at that young man that you see out there that you may think is misguided or lost. He's being taught and he's seeing things and he's only doing what he knows. You know what I mean? So that's why it was definitely important. I hope my young boys is listening and watching. I all told y'all to tune in. Because
you can ask them when does somebody get into a single argument, right, with somebody, go just don't have no conversation with not one person, go get a gun and just shoot something up. The odds of that is slim, without them passing somebody and having a conversation with somebody that know that this is the type of time they on.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So we got the ability. It's just the people pushing the wrong narratives. You killing our own soldiers. When the real war happen, the women gonna fight? You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And stay away from that dude that always, go, like they want to see the action. They only invite you to things that there's gonna be a conflict to. You know what I'm saying? It's never just chill. He's like, yo, I know who gonna bang. I'm gonna bring him over here. We gonna go over there in case there's an issue. Ain't inviting you because they cool. They like your energy and your aura. They inviting you because they know that you, when it's time for violence, you ready to get busy and get down because you think you fighting for your brother. But he bringing you and putting you in these positions. We just gotta teach our young guys and all of them just to use their mind, man. And I'm glad I'm here to kind of, because I'm definitely going to take some of these gems you dropping as well and incorporate it into my everyday living, into the young guys that I come across that I don't have all the knowledge, and I know somebody that does. I can point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Most definitely. So do you guys have like office hours, or when it's like somebody want to just come walk in and they have a conflict? How would they be able to reach you, or how would they be able to just bring anything to your attention? What's the best way?
Definitely hit the website, send an email if they don't have a direct number to call our office, which should be on there as well. But you come by the office, our hours fluctuate. You know, we actually first responders. So when the shooting happens, I call it, yo,
right.
Somebody got shot. We gotta see what happened. What we could do to make sure nobody else gets shot if we can. Right. That's how we work. So our hours could fluctuate. Right. Sunday 4 in the morning, we got to jump out. We the police on the crime scene. We there too. Right. And seeing who we could build with on the side that could help us understand what we could do. Right. We not here for arrest. Right. We not here to just chastise why somebody shot. We don't care. We ain't giving no information over to NYPD about none of that. Right. So we have a problem because we have alleged information. Right. But our alleged information is to stop retaliation. Right. Prevent things from happening. So, I was definitely fluctuate, but we're reachable if you have our numbers or email.
That's dope. And I want to definitely try to. I'm thinking that you guys should have some organizational funding. I think it's better than the police to have somebody in the community that know these guys, that seen some of these
Looks
guys
like
grow
them.
up. Yeah,
trust them to talk to them,
because they're not gonna talk to you. They're not talking to you guys.
Right.
You guys with the badges.
But we need people. We need the resources from the. You don't get resources from the people. I worked a lot of years to build up a lot of funding, city funding.
Right.
And that's just these people in politics, man. I could teach a lesson about that. Like, I'm a former incarcerated CEO of a nonprofit that has over 20-something staff members full time, and received over $2 million in funding from the city, and that's a fight in itself when you're dealing with those type of people who don't understand how I'm doing what I'm doing, right? And so now when we talk about work, we want to be able to have resources. We don't have to depend on these people who are using money to change how our community moves, right? I'm not that person. So just because you're in a position, you give me funding, don't mean I'm going to allow you to just do what you want or say what you want and not follow up with what the community needs. Right. That's a lot of what's happening in our community with organizations that's fighting, because they'd rather just stand behind some fake politician, right? Because they're worried about the funds. I want to be able to just be, whatever we got to do as an organization, we're going to get it done, right? We're going to work. If you wrong, you wrong. We're going to call you to the table. We're going to hold you accountable, right, for what you saying. If you come in our communities to be an elected official, then you're going to follow the people. We just had an event yesterday with a couple of electeds, and we was there, and we helped put this event together. And we standing there, and this is supposed to be about defunding the police and showing the community organizations that were doing the work. And we had a bunch of community organizations together, and we get there and they got a whole political show, right? And didn't even have none of the organizations. You got the controller speaking, borough president, my man Monty, public advocate Jamani Williams, Attorney General Tish James. They just all talking. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, so we put this together with the Congresswoman, and this is what y'all doing. I said, yo, we out of here. All organizations, we're going. We not. Oh, hold on, speaking up. No, it's over. Right. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't. You let the people speak, right? The people. You hear the people. The politicians come out and hey, this is what they tell the people, and this is a tool to move forward in general for whoever listens and hears. And you're doing these community events, and these elected officials or politicians are there they wait until the leaders of that event or the community speak.
Right.
Before they speak, because they got a habit of speaking, using that platform, saying what they got to say, and have a good day. You ain't hear nothing the people said. You didn't hear none of the issues. Nobody, we heard you already. That's how you got into the seat, right?
Right.
Didn't we hear you? All right, we heard you.
Hear us
vote.
now.
Yes, now
Yeah.
this is
It's
what
our
we
turn.
need you to hear. This is what's happening. This is what these people need.
That's
So you know,
crazy.
like I gotta get it together. I'm not jacking none of that.
Why do you think? What do you think their objective is by doing that? By acting like they're working with you guys, and then they kind of just take over the whole situation. What do you think their objective is, or what are they trying to do?
The constituents, the voters see it, right? So it appears as if they're working with the people, right? So that's the overall goal, because you don't get into an elected position, political position, to then just stop after 4 years, or right.
Right.
Right. You want to keep going. You want to keep building. You want right. So you're working with your allies to keep building up whatever your next goal is, even if you're not mentioning it, which you're gonna run for next.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple people I'm looking up, then I know you're running for that next, and you're running for
Right.
this next, and hey, actually you two are gonna be running against each other, right? I know what's happening. So chill. We out here in the field. We really doing work. You know what I'm saying? We doing work. We got people who are not being paid to do work because y'all playing with money on a city level with nonprofits. But when you work for the city, you get your money with no problems, right?
Right.
But you make it hard for the small organizations to, when they talk about getting paid, you make it hard for them. But anybody that's working in the city, you don't have those problems. That's automatic, right? So work with the people, listen to the people. Don't allow these electeds to call you together and then just do all the talking. No, tell you sit down for a moment. You're on the people's time.
Right.
Hear the people, schedule accordingly so that you know that you stay, you know, at this event enough to hear the leaders in this community, so that you can be an effective elected official.
Spot on with that one. And I'm sorry I didn't bring this up early, because I always do this before every show. First and foremost, the coronavirus has been going on. How's your family? Everybody good on your side as far as with that situation, the corona? How you holding up?
So my family's definitely safe. I haven't. I can be blessed to say that I haven't had a loss of anybody affected by coronavirus. Only one that I was familiar with is my sons. They just graduated high school with their principal.
Okay.
Was said to have died to that, right? And I'm just gonna say people who have been said to have died to coronavirus. So I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm on time with you.
I ain't got no facts. You know, I do. You know, I respectfully understand, you know, how people feel about it, right? Because if they told you that this is the cause of the death of somebody that you just lost, can't nobody tell you that it's not real, right? So, but nonetheless, we've been in the fields before it happened. While it was going on, we didn't stop working. Right, we was out there. The police out there. We got to be out there. If somebody shooting or a crime happened where somebody gets shot, we got to be in the field. So we just kept working throughout it. Right, doing our food drives, doing census. You know, that's extremely important. I'm gonna say that right now, since that just came up. Census.
Yes.
I just did mine.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm looking at you too.
Yeah.
Looking at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Years ago, I never understood, right?
It's
10 years ago, yeah. And people need to understand. We seen a guy yesterday, oh, the government this and the government that. And I said, listen, bro, just get counted out with the government. I need you to get yourself counted.
Right.
Because if not, the money going to go somewhere else. Y'all keep telling me I got no money. We need to show them there's people that live here that need this money.
That's a fact.
So when we show them on top the fact that all these people live here that need this money, the lack of resources, with everything that's happening in this world, I don't see why we ain't getting all the money that we need to help our community. With all the stuff that's happening to Black Lives Matter and the movement of our people and black and brown in general for so many years. So if we now are effective in counting ourselves, we have a stronger position to argue what we need for our community.
That's a fact. And I've heard a lot of stories about the Black Lives Matter movement, so I'm getting five. And that's one of the things I wanted to say, that I applaud your organization, because some of these fronts are not 100% legit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's all, we see the bike rides and everybody out there, and we see the posts and everything. But you guys are you really down for us? You know what I'm saying? So we need these organizations that we can touch, that we can talk to, not some head guy getting all of this money from everybody all over the place. And then nobody see nothing.
That opens up a whole nother conversation.
Right.
I know.
That is.
He said we only got 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but
it can't be that long. I know a good brother in there. You know what I'm saying? And I know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna mention Hawk. I know the brother. Me and him need to talk, man, because I need. I definitely need some questions answered in regards to that, right?
No doubt.
Because I do see him working, right? But I need to have full clarity on what they. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? Right. This is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody here BLM and they pushing that, but this is that too. We ain't got to call it that, but this is, Black Lives Matter and what we're doing. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't have that tag to it. Feel me? So where y'all at with the support in these shootings on a higher level, right? We understand the police is the issue, but we gotta police us too.
Right.
So, we gonna end it on that.
Okay.
We gotta police us too, yo. Once again, brother, before we cut this off, can you let everybody know where your website, where they can find you one more time, just for all the viewers?
All right, website is www.gangsta, Gangsta, MacKin.com. Or you can find me. I'm on Instagram, Trife, TRIFE_Gangsta. That's GANGSTA. And on Facebook, Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Changes, or my government, Mr. Shanduke McPhatter. I could go by both names. Okay. You see the book says Two-Way Mirror, Shanduke McPhatter versus Trife Gangsta. Yeah. There's a reason for that.
Can't wait. I can't wait for that book, man. I just want Gangsters Making Astronomical Community. I just wanted to say it one time with you, man. That shit is fire. Pardon me, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
No doubt. I'll shake your hand. Thank you for coming on board, man. Bro. This is one of my best interviews. AJ, how you feeling? You good? Shout out.
I need to go watch some more, cover back her shoulders and see if she's doing some talking back there.
I do.
All right. Yeah,
she's a little bit under the weather, but she still came to support and hold us down
and everything. Thank you.
Know what I'm saying? So definitely, once again, this is the Plugged In Show. Trife Gangsta. I appreciate him for coming on board. Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Y'all already know A Block of Delphi. If y'all watch it, y'all know what time it is. We in here making changes. Queen Sheba in the building, Sheba Gang, AJ Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and once and only the Black Bruce Wayne. Shout out to the Wise Man. Shout out S.I.T.Y Media, City Life.
Pelly.
We are Pellegrino.